Are you taking this class? Are you, okay, then.
I'm late. I'm sorry about that.
Okay. Okay, there's a quiz right now, and actually everyone's done. So you work on quiz now, and go to unit number 1, and then there's a quiz.
Okay, so it's electronic. I can do that.
Yeah, and then it requires a password, Zelda. Okay. Quiz very straightforward. Probably take like password Zelda. Yeah. Like most people probably just took like 5 to 10 minutes. So very straightforward. And I mentioned that question number 2, there is one answer, but there could be like a second kind of like potential answer. So I will consider there. I mean, I'll actually take like a second answer. All right. I mean, quiz. The quiz itself. I mean, like straight from the video. Kind of like just one way for me to check whether you watch the video or not. So hopefully most of you guys got like at least like 90%. And again, question number 2, yes, there is one answer because we're dealing with the video. Okay, video talks about like why you have to create a portfolio. So there's one answer, but there could be a second answer. So I understand that if you just took the kind of literal value of portfolio, there could be a second answer. So I'll consider that. Lauren? Okay. All right. So today, well, actually, we're gonna have a shorter class. Okay. So I'm going to kind of go introduce unit number 2, and then we'll give you like how you are going to start working on your portfolio. And there will be an assignment which is due this coming Sunday. Okay. So that's something you have to work on. But again, if you really think about this like assignment, what really matters is you have good portfolio at the end of this semester. So right now, yes, there will be an assignment. Okay, this is kind of tricky part. If all of you guys are like a senior, I mean, my expectation would be kind of high. And then even the first assignment now is content plan template. I would expect to see like a lot of stuff in it. But I understand some of you guys are junior or beginning of junior, so you might not have a lot of stuff. So I totally understand, but try to think about this is a kind of planning stage. So try to kind of explain what you have and try to explain your plan, like how you are going to pursue this development of portfolio. Okay, so let's look at Unit 2. Okay, Unit 2 objective to prepare for the creation of assets to be included in the portfolio. Expected learning outcome, okay, organizing tasks and time management. Understanding the constraints involved in preparing assets within an established deadline. And prioritizing assets to optimize the effectiveness of the portfolio. And submission required will be a content plan. Okay? So mainly, this is beginning of kind of planning stage. So if you click on this content plan template, okay, this is an Excel file, and I want you to think about what types of assets you are going to include in your asset. Okay. So here, GAME300 portfolio content plan. Okay. I want you to provide summary. Okay. Brief explanation of intent regarding portfolio content. focus, style, layout, overall look, etc. Basically, what you're planning for the site. And there's milestone 1, 2, 3. Okay? And I haven't decided all this milestone deadline yet, because what we're going to do, okay, the reason why I want you to submit something by Sunday is I want to see how much stuff you guys already have. So depending on the amount of work you guys have, I'll actually decide the milestone 1, 2, 3 deadlines. Okay, so if everyone is kind of like junior and don't have much stuff, then maybe I will try to kind of make some adjustment. So instead of having like 100% or complete web portfolio, we will leave some little space, okay, at the end, so that you can focus on getting the structure done. Okay? And if like say half of you guys are kind of senior and graduating soon and with a lot of stuff in it, then I will actually make the right adjustment for that too. Okay? So this is a kind of typical, basically, blueprint for your portfolio development. And few things you can think about. Here I put it as write a summary. Okay, your specialty, your target audience, what kind of job you intend the portfolio to help you attain, and customize each stage. Okay, fill in these slots with specific steps to completing each task. Add as many stages as you need, and include a presentation type. This refers to what format you will eventually be putting each asset on the website. Is it going to be JPG, like image file, or video, MP4, or audio file, WAV file, or AIFF, or MP3, link to game playthrough, and etc. So this one actually we are going to talk about it. Like say these days, you don't want to put your video file on your server, because sometimes people might not have right codecs. So in that case, sometimes people cannot play your video file. So it's recommended to use YouTube or Vimeo, because whenever you upload your video on YouTube or Vimeo, they convert your video for you. So people don't have to have a specific codecs to play your video. So that's like something you can think about. But at the same time, like what about like JPG, like JPEG or PNG or that kind of stuff? What would be the best option to do that? Especially for the image, you probably want to later on probably want to think about resolution, how big it should be. Okay? And audio file, is it MP3 or do you want to use a particular web service for that? I forgot the name of it. I cannot think of. I'm kind of blank out about the site, but there's many free web service. You can post your music or short soundbite. Okay, SoundCloud, I think. SoundCloud. Yes. So this one is a free service. You can upload your music file, audio file to share. And then link to game playthrough. Yeah, usually YouTube or Vimeo would work. Okay. And estimate the time to completion. So this is kind of important, right? Because sometimes, this is kind of tricky part too. Maybe if you are senior, okay, and you are taking senior project, so the biggest piece for your portfolio would be that senior project game. Okay? And we just decided that the senior game export date, that will be like May 8th or something. So your senior game, capstone game will be complete probably by the end of April. Okay? Meaning you cannot include that piece in your portfolio. Okay? So in that case, I mean, you can still list your timeline. Even though you're not going to complete it, you can still use that as a placeholder and then put some sort of like images or something, some assets you created for that game. Okay? And then hoping that you will eventually replace it once the game is done. Okay? But at this point, you can just put it as a senior capstone project. Okay, again, use that space as a placeholder, and then you can possibly say, for now, you can put some like concept note or some sketches, like character designs or whatever you're working on, and then eventually you will replace that with your final outcome of the senior capstone project. But anyways, estimate the time to completion. Another thing I want you to indicate is you probably have some good pieces now, okay? But you probably want to polish it a little bit, okay? So you have some portfolio-worthy pieces kind of scattered everywhere. So you know, oh, I did the sound design or game music composition in that like particular class. I think it was kind of good. I want to show off my music composition skill using that piece. But then again, you probably want to think, I have to find it and I want to listen to it, and then I probably want to edit it a little bit more. Okay? Then you can actually list that. You can put asset, that particular game music piece, and then you can have maybe 2 or 3 dates. Okay, you're going to revisit it, and then review it, and edit it, and remaster it, and complete it. Okay? So sometimes this estimate the time to completion. It could be just in progress, work in progress piece, and you have that anticipated date of completion, or sometimes you want to simply revisit it and review and repolish the piece so that it could be more presentable. Okay. And estimate date of completion, kind of same thing, and update the current status. And as you use these types of plan, okay, once it's done, you can possibly use this is done, and then you can use check or some whatever mark you like to use to indicate that task is done. Okay. So I want you to download this and then try to fill this in and submit it by Sunday midnight, Sunday, so that I can review and then I can give you feedback and I can make some plan for you to follow. Yes.
Do we only need to fill out the milestone 1 for now?
So actually, I want you to do 3 milestones, all of them. Okay, because let's say you are going to separate. So let's say you want to have this one particular piece. And milestone 3 would be complete polishing that piece.
Okay.
So you can come up with milestone 1 would be, probably in 3 weeks I'm going to finish this, or I'm going to finish this like 30% of this one. And then milestone 2, like 60%. Milestone 3 will be 100%. Okay? Yes?
So is this like theoretical?
Yes, theoretical, yes.
So they don't have to be assignments that are real? Or like
No, I mean, you have, so that's the thing. So the one dilemma I talked about before was, are you junior or senior?
technically I'm a senior, but I switched majors. So
Okay.
behind.
So that means like you probably wouldn't have like more than enough stuff to present.
Like almost nothing.
So in that case, for now, not theoretical, just stay truthful to what you have. So it could be just like 2 items or 3 items. Okay.
Okay.
So then basically what's going to happen is I'll try to eventually, like once I get it, once I review your stuff, I'll actually try to meet with you individually and then go through your stuff, and then I'll tell you, oh, yeah, obviously you don't have much stuff. Then what's the best way to do it? And then we're going to dedicate this course for you to make some sort of structured placeholder. Okay, so you will still do the work, but at the end you might not have all the pieces, portfolio pieces, on your web portfolio, but at least you will have that web portfolio structured. So that later, once you finish your other classes and then you have more stuff to add, you will simply add it. Okay, does that make sense, everyone? So I know like this one, the dilemma again is we want you to have as many pieces ready, but I know some of you guys, if you're like beginning of junior year, maybe you might not have many pieces. Then we'll try to kind of look at it. So again, you don't have to make up things, okay? So just try to stay truthful to what you had. It could be 2 or 3. And then like this is another way actually for you to plan your junior and senior year. And you will understand, oh, I realize I don't have that many pieces for my portfolio. That means even though I'm going to apply for the job, people will not look at me seriously because I don't have much stuff to show. Okay. Then you have to realize, oh, I have to make more work. Maybe sometimes I have to kind of work over the winter break, even though it's not like a class assignment or project. I probably have to spend extra time to make something for my portfolio. Okay. So here, so I have 2 examples. So this one is kind of a good one, okay? This one is good one, and probably this person has kind of enough to present. Okay? Then you see this, there's a asset type game, music, 3D model, and traditional media splitting it. And so here you can kind of see checkpoint 1, 2, 3, okay? And then again, like basically same assets, okay, for milestone 2 and milestone 3, okay? Now you kind of imagine what would be like 3 milestones you can have, okay? And then if you are not sure, you can kind of copy what this person has, and as kind of, well, okay, I wouldn't say copy, but benchmark, I would say. You try to look at like other people, this example, and then, oh, I have this particular game, okay? I would have milestone 1, 2, 3, and then milestone 3 being like polish it and make it more presentable. Milestone 1 would be, oh, gather everything from my the folder. Okay. And milestone 2 would be kind of edit it and then like or highlight my part, highlight my role and my part. And then milestone 3 is create that more presentable. Okay. And then few things again like presentation type. Okay, would it be trailer or music file or 2D image? Okay. Or what could it be the presentation type? Okay. And time spent. This one, like you don't have to. I mean, I want you to just like put some hypothetical number. Okay. So to achieve this, you can put like well, actually this one you can just leave it blank, time spent, and time complete. Just put some estimate. Okay. And date of completion. For now, this one can be blank. Okay. So let me actually guide you a little better. So this one can be blank. Okay, for now. This one can be blank. And this one can be obviously blank. So later on, once you submit your stuff, okay, we're going to decide kind of individual milestone date, okay, and then I'm going to use this one as kind of a check and review your progress. Okay, does that make sense now? Okay, so again, if you don't have many things, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. It's not like you have to create any new work for this class. Okay, but I will review that. If you only have one item on your list, I will make some suggestion. Like what class are you taking, and maybe you can aim to have one assignment or one project from that class and include it. Maybe it's not going to be your best work, but we're going to use it just for now to fill in this the placeholder. But eventually, you will replace that with better work. Okay. Any question on this? Okay. And there's another example. Okay. Example number 2. This one, okay, it's like something, okay, not so great, okay, but you might have something like this. Let's say you just transfer, let's say, and then this is this class being 300 level, and then you think, oh, I'll just take this class. Okay, I have to take it anyway, so you take this class, and then like you try to create your portfolio and now realize, oh, I don't have much to present. So it's very possible you only have like a couple of items. Okay, I understand. It's not the best way, but I understand. So that's why I actually put this one as an example, because it could happen. Okay, it could happen. Then we have to think about, I'll review what you have. And then again, we will have some individual meeting, and then we'll decide, okay, you have this too, I understand. Maybe, and then I'll review like what other stuff can go into your portfolio. Okay? So let's say, it's not the best way, but if you have any depending on like what types of job you want to get, if it's a graphic artist job, okay, maybe then do you have any concept sketches for character or environment? Okay? Then I'm not highly recommending you to kind of keep that, but for now, we can possibly put that in to use it as kind of to fill your portfolio at this point. Okay? So I don't want you to be stressful too much. Okay, I mean you could have like 10 items. Or you could have like just 2 items, okay? But if you have 2 items, man, that's not good. I'm telling you, that's not good. But we'll find a way how we can possibly make your portfolio richer, okay? So we'll try to think about kind of that how we can possibly find and identify your strengths and to include at least a few more pieces. Okay. So I want you to kind of finish that Sunday, and then again, what I'm going to really focus on is like your content. So in terms of like estimated time to complete, I mean that could be, that will basically adjust it anyways. So focus on content, and then try to take this opportunity to review your work. Okay, up until now. Okay, so sometimes what's going to happen is everybody has this self-indulgence, right? I'm not sure. I don't know actually. I wouldn't say narcissistic, but sometimes people just like what they've done. So sometimes people go like, "Oh, I did this and I really love this, even though some other people didn't like it. I like it. I want to show off that work." So sometimes people tend to include whatever they have. then actually we have to go through some editing process and cut that out. Okay. So for instance, like, oh, that's the 2D game I made like 2 years ago, and then I think it's good. But then again, like if it's not professional enough, it could hurt you actually. People look at it and then, oh, it's very unprofessional, and I'm not sure why this person present this work. But then again, in your defense, you could say, oh, I learned so much from that project, and then I really want potential employer look at the process, how that game was made. But usually, it's very hard to show the process in portfolio. So usually it's not going to work. But anyways, my point is, take this opportunity to look at like what you have, and then list them, and then eventually I will help you, and your peers, your classmates will look at your stuff too, and then kind of give you suggestions. Maybe that's something you can give. Maybe that one probably not so good, so maybe not this time. Okay? So that's basically what I want you to do. And so in the meantime, what you can think about is, I want you to go to this reference content. And here, I have list of example of portfolio website. Okay? So here, you can possibly look at some of this website and look at what they listed, what they included. Okay? And then compare that to what you have. So ideally, the reason why we are going through this is we assume that you are kind of senior, about to graduate. You probably have like more than enough work. You list everything you have, and then there should be some editing process to cut, I guess, some selection process. Oh, I'm going to keep this one and this one and this one. Okay, but again, our kind of problem to some people is some people are junior and don't have enough stuff. Then we actually have to include everything, and hoping that those weaker pieces will be replaced later. Okay? So what I want you to do, like while completing that assignment, you can actually look at one of these websites, especially try to look at the website that matches your skill set. And then you can benchmark, oh, this person actually included these things. Then you can actually think about, oh, do I really have that types of work? And include. Or if you don't have them, then you can think about, oh, maybe I really don't have these things in video format. Maybe I have to think about converting some of my work into video format. Okay. That's something I want you to kind of think about and do. Okay. So any question about content plan? So this is again like a beginning. So yes, there is going to be graded, yet don't be stressful. Okay, it's the beginning of the process, and then you basically present the list of your work, and then we will work on it to refine it. Okay, so whatever you submit, those things will be refined and they will be better. Okay, so don't be stressful too much. Just try to kind of just stay truthful to yourself and come up with what types of work you have for your portfolio. Okay? Any question about this? Okay. And now, okay, let's go to schedule. I'm not going to be here next week and week number 5. Okay, so there's going to be no class meeting on September 17th and September 24th. But that doesn't mean you will just take like 2 weeks off. Okay? I want you to complete that content plan by Sunday, this coming Sunday, and then each Tuesday I'm going to have probably 15 to 20 minutes of video, okay, explaining my expectation for you on that week, okay. So literally same, you're coming in and here I usually talk about things, and then same thing will happen, but it's going to be online, okay. So on September 17th and 24th, I'm not going to be here, but expect to see some video lecture to go over some materials and explain the process. Okay, so you don't have to come to class next week and the following week. Okay? I'm going to go to China and have a meeting with Tencent, and we are trying to have some potential like internship program in LA, Santa Monica, because Tencent is planning to open their studio in Santa Monica, California. So hopefully we'll create some like internship program. Okay. And so yeah, that's pretty much announced. And everybody got an email from me yesterday, right?
Yes.
So basically I'm going to email you whenever that material is ready. So you just watch it and then do the thing. Okay. So it's not going to be much. Basically, I'll try to guide you this pathway to create a better plan and complete your portfolio. Any question? All right, then. Yeah, I will actually see you in 3 weeks. Yeah, I'm gonna miss you. Maybe not. All right, I'll see you guys later. If you have any questions, just email me.